My heart immediately started racing. I thought someone had died. I thought there was an emergency. Maybe one of the children was sick. Maybe something terrible had happened. But then he spoke, and what he said shocked me. "Sarah, we need to talk." I sat up immediately. "What happened?" He crossed his arms. "I'm tired." "Tired of what?" "Tired of carrying all the bills alone." I blinked, confused. "What do you mean?" He sighed dramatically. "I've been thinking." Whenever someone says that sentence at 3 o'clock in the morning, it usually means trouble. He continued, "From now on, I want our marriage to be 50-50. I stared at him, trying to understand. He kept talking. "Everything should be equal." "Equal?" "Yes, exactly equal. The bills, the expenses, the responsibilities, everything." Then he added something that hurt more than he realized.
"Sarah, I feel like I'm doing this alone."
Those words echoed in my head. For years, I had quietly carried responsibilities he barely noticed. But somehow, because they didn't generate income, they didn't count, at least not to him. I could have defended myself. I could have listed every sacrifice. Instead, I smiled. "Sarah, okay." The look on his face said he thought he had won.
If that's what
He rolled over and went back to sleep. But I stayed awake, thinking, planning. Because sometimes the best lesson isn't taught with words. It's taught with experience.
The best lesson isn't taught through arguments. Sometimes it's taught through experience.
The next morning, my alarm rang at 5 a.m., as always. But this time, I turned it off and went back to sleep. At 7 a.m., I got up, took my shower, got dressed, grabbed my handbag, and quietly walked out the door. No breakfast, no lunch boxes, no school preparation, no wake-up calls, nothing. After all, we were doing 50-50 now.
"Sarah,
A few
answer your
minutes
phone."
later, my phone exploded. Call after call, message after message, voice notes, panic, frustration, confusion. David's text, "Why are the kids still sleeping?" David's text, "There's no breakfast." David's text, "The school bus is almost here." Finally, I replied, Sarah's message, "I woke up early to focus on earning enough money to support the 50-50 arrangement you requested." Silence. Then came a single message. "David, are you serious?"
"Are you serious?"
I smiled.
I
Absolutely serious.
Absolutely serious.
That evening, I returned home. The house looked completely different. Dirty dishes covered the sink. School bags were scattered everywhere. Laundry sat untouched. The children looked exhausted. But nobody looked more exhausted than David. For the first time in years, he had experienced what I did every day. And he was struggling. Dinner wasn't ready. The children hadn't finished their homework. The grocery list hadn't been touched. Nothing was running smoothly. The invisible work had suddenly become visible, and it wasn't pretty. One day became 3. 3 became 7. 7 became 21. And I stayed committed to our new arrangement. I paid my share of the bills. Exactly 50%. But I also performed only 50% of the household responsibilities. Nothing extra, nothing hidden, nothing unpaid. Soon, the pressure started building. David forgot school projects, missed parent meetings, forgot grocery items, forgot doctor's appointments, forgot permission slips. He was overwhelmed, not because he was weak, but because he was finally carrying responsibilities he had never noticed before.
I didn't know.
Didn't know what?
I didn't know how much you actually do. I thought paying the bills was the hardest.
One evening, after the children had gone to bed, I found him sitting quietly in the living room. He looked tired, Not physically, emotionally, mentally, the kind of tiredness that comes from carrying invisible burdens. I sat beside him. Neither of us spoke. Then he finally broke the silence. "David, I didn't know." I looked at him. "David, I honestly didn't know." His eyes filled with regret. "David, I thought paying the bills was the hardest part." He shook his head slowly. "David, but what you do every day, it's endless." For the first time in years, he truly saw me, not as someone helping him, but as someone carrying the family alongside him.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for finally seeing me.
I never truly understood your pain until now. I am so incredibly sorry for everything.
Then he said two words that changed everything. "David, I'm sorry." Not the quick apology people give to end an argument, a genuine apology, one filled with understanding. "David, I counted the money." He paused. "David, but I forgot to count the sacrifices." Tears filled my eyes, not because I was angry, but because I finally felt appreciated, seen, respected, valued. The following weekend, David created something new, not another 50-50 plan, a fair plan, because fair isn't always equal. Some responsibilities became his, some remained mine. Many became shared. Most importantly, we began acknowledging each other's efforts, the visible ones and the invisible ones. Our marriage became stronger than ever, not because life became easier, but because appreciation entered the relationship. And appreciation changes everything. If there's one lesson in this story, it's this. Marriage is not a competition. It isn't a scoreboard, and it isn't a business transaction. Not everything valuable can be measured in money. The meals prepared, the children cared for, the appointments remembered, the emotional support given during difficult times. These things matter, sometimes even more than money itself. Because when people talk about 50-50, they usually count the bills, but they forget to count the sacrifices. And often, the greatest sacrifices leave no receipt, no invoice, no paycheck, only love. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And tell us in the comments, do you believe marriage should be 50-50, or should it be based on appreciation and partnership? Until next time, thank you for watching.